A community is coming together to ask for more police training for people dealing with mental health issues. It comes after a man was shot by officers. A woman's 4-year-long legal battle with a scooter company comes to an end after a Colorado court says the company is not responsible for a crash that left her seriously hurt. And the Buffs continue to dominate with a huge win in Boulder, paving a way for maybe, just maybe, a spot in the college football playoffs. Tonight, the family of a man killed by Aurora police gathered for a vigil to ask for better mental health training for officers. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. I'm Mark Salinger. Corey Dillard was shot and killed last month when police found him holding what looked to be an assault rifle. It ended up being an airsoft rifle. 9 News reporter Colton Chavez was at the vigil this evening and joins us live outside of Aurora Police headquarters. Hey, Colton.
Hey Mark, yeah, that vigil was held just behind me here in the building that you can see over my right shoulder. And for Corey's family, they tell me he was a veteran, but they also admit that he dealt with some mental health issues. But they also tell me he didn't deserve to die.
As flames burn bright in the night, so does the love from Corey Dillard's family.
Corey was everything to me. You know, he was a genuinely good person. You know, the picture the police paint isn't what he was.
Sometimes good men don't have to deserve to be killed the way he was killed.
This is my heart. This is my brother.
Erica Dillard, Corey's younger sister, says this picture is her brother.
This is his way out, like the outdoors, the flying his drones. Like, yeah, I really feel like he was just having a mental health crisis. I really do.
Dillard's father, Kim, says his son served in the military and knew he was going through tough times.
Talked to Corey 3 days before this incident happened, and he explained to me, he said, "Dad, I'm going through some things, but everything is going to be okay."
Days later, Aurora police say Dillard got in a parking lot fight with one man and told another woman he was going to kill her. Police say Dillard was carrying what looked like a deadly weapon. After being told to put it down, that's when investigators say Dillard pointed what would later be confirmed as an air rifle at the officers. Police opened fire.
Shame.
Those in attendance at Dillard's vigil now calling for better police training.
Why did you come escalating the situation instead of de-escalating the situation?
Hoping it inspires others to take care of our veterans.
Oh, it's waiting list here, waiting list there. Mental health cannot wait.
And lighting the way for change in Corey Dillard's memory.
I love him. I miss him so much. And he didn't have to go out that way.
And just earlier this week, a separate Aurora police officer who had to use deadly force during an attempted arrest back in May, well, they deemed that officer did operate within the agency's regulations. Live in Aurora tonight, Colton Chavez, 9 News.
Taking a live look outside Denver this evening, another mild fall weekend. It was beautiful out there today, a little chillier right now, but this nice weather sticking around for tomorrow's Broncos game. I want to bring in 9 News Weather Impact Team meteorologist Lauren Robinson because, Lauren, whatever you're doing talking to Mother Nature, it's working.
Yeah, this weekend has been beautiful and perfectly fall-like. This afternoon, we saw highs in the low 50s, right on par with where we should be this time of year. We did have a little bit of late-day cloud cover and then those light scattered snow showers off into the high country. But really, temperature-wise, we're right on par for where we should be for the middle of November. Right now, temperatures have cooled down a bit since the sun is set. 33 degrees at DIA. Most of the Front Range and Eastern Plains in the 30s and low 40s with some teens and 20s in the high country. We're seeing those middle 30s across the western slope. 36 right now out in Grand Junction. So as we continue to monitor our live radar, we do have a couple of areas with some light snow showers. All of this we had anticipated. So we're seeing some remaining across the western slope. We're also seeing a couple of these snow showers push their way eastward enough to fall as some very light rainfall across northern portions of the Front Range. Now, we're going to see this through the next hour or so, but it will eventually dry on out, and we're going to see some clearing overnight and into tomorrow. So if you're making those Sunday plans, we're going to be very sunny. We're going to be very fall-like again. A chilly start with those overnight lows in the upper 20s, but by the afternoon, we're looking for those temperatures in the lower to middle 50s again before cooling down into the 40s by around dinner time tomorrow. So coming up in my full 7-day forecast, we'll talk more about the week ahead with some snow chances in store. Stay tuned.
Lauren, thank you. Tonight, a memorial for Officer Evan Dunn continues to grow outside the Golden Police Department. 10 days ago, Dunn and his partner, Officer Bethany Grusing, were hit by a suspected drunk driver while responding to a separate crash. Dunn died at the scene, while Grusing is still recovering in the hospital. Now the community is coming together to help support her journey on that recovery. On Tuesday, Saucy's Pizza in Littleton will be donating a portion of their sales to the MC1 Foundation. All of that money goes to Officer Grusing and her family. Saucy's owner is a former Jefferson County deputy himself and says he wanted to do something, anything to help.
I can't even comprehend what they're probably going through. I mean, they're mourning the loss of an officer, and then on top of that, she's probably mourning the loss of a friend and a colleague, but then has to, heal herself and try to get back.
Donations can also be made directly to the MC1 Foundation. We have links to those on our website, 9news.com. Now, the man accused of crashing into Dunn and Grusing's patrol car was formally charged this week. Prosecutors believe that Stephen Gear was drunk when that crash happened. Court documents revealed that Gear told officers after the crash he had only had one beer at a local brewery. He also declined a breathalyzer test. It was snowy, slick roads that evening. Gear is an assistant professor at the Colorado School of Mines in Golden and is out this evening on bond. His next court date has not yet been set. A woman sued the electric scooter company Lime after a crash with one of their scooters left her seriously hurt. This week, the state's second highest court ruled against her, saying scooter companies cannot be held liable for injuries caused by riders. In that lawsuit, filed back in 2020, Josie Harrington accused Lime of negligence, saying the company isn't taking enough steps to make sure scooter riders don't hurt other people. The person who hit her was riding a scooter in the opposite direction on the bike lane on 14th. Harrington believes they were drunk when they hit her.
My bike went up and over the curb and I fell back into the bike lane. My medical bills were close to like $100,000. And then there was like another probably 60 to 80 that I missed out on for loss of wages.
Since that crash, Lime has implemented more rules and regulations, but Harrington said she still sees riders actively not following them and would like to see the city intervene with enforcement. Colorado Republicans in Congress have their eyes now on a new target, CDOT. They're asking the federal government to investigate CDOT for misusing funds and disregarding safety guidelines, pointing to more deaths in construction zones. Representatives Boebert, Lamborn, Lopez claim the misuse has led to deaths at least 5 locations around the state this year. One of those crashes was one that happened on I-70 earlier this year off Ward Road in Jefferson County. 3 people were killed when a truck rolled onto a car. Days after that crash, CDOT lowered the speed limit through the construction zone and added more signage in the area to get people's attention. The agency says all federal and state guidelines were followed, and an after-action review found everything was implemented in accordance with approved construction plans. Now Congress wants to investigate how CDOT is using the money to increase safety. The next generation of first responders learned some valuable lessons today. Health and emergency response students at MSU Denver took part in a mock disaster simulation this afternoon to prepare in case they're ever needed for the real thing. The students had to participate with what they call a carbon monoxide poisoning incident, all of course a mock, of course just to practice. The school wanted to make the exercise as real as possible though, so they built out 8 hospital simulation rooms, a healthcare lab, and a mock ambulance bay. MSU Denver says it helps students work together to handle real life situations.
You can always practice and talk and read about and you'll learn from other people, but when you actually go through an event like this, a mock incident, it actually gives you what it feels like prior to really going to a real event.
Today's training was held with the help of Denver Health CMS education program as well.